You're about to open a window into the life of a ghost hunter. We'll show you dark, creepy roads that fade into the night. We'll show you haunted places, but most importantly, we'll show you what happens along the way there.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff.
I'm Linda.
And we're with Virginia Paranormal Investigations once again out on the road for perhaps an episode of Gas, Grub, and Ghosts. And we just drove through a portion of the Great Dismal Swamp. And I gotta say, we thought it was raining outside.
Yes.
But it was actually bugs
Yeah.
hitting the windshield.
Big bugs.
So many bugs, yes. And one was like the size of a bat.
It was. It was like the size of my hand that flew up and hit the top of the windshield there.
Right. And we'll have to show you, we'll do a little pan over the car so you
Yeah.
can see that windshield there. I'm sure you'd love to see that.
Yeah.
But we're on our way down to a private residence in Camden, North Carolina, where they're experiencing some strange activity at their place, and hopefully we're going to hear more about that. The only thing is, we don't know if we can release that yet, if we can put that video on here yet, but if they allow us to videotape, of course we will, and we'll show you the video of the investigation. But we got quite a weekend ahead of us. Tomorrow, we're heading up north in Northern Virginia to a place called, what was that city called again?
Locust Grove.
Locust Grove, Virginia.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a place we've never been to, but it's near
Right.
Fredericksburg. We've been there several times, and we're going to find some cool places to stop along the way, of course. But this guy said he got over 100 EVPs in the last
Wow.
year, so we're hoping to get some cool activity there.
Yeah.
And then later that night, we're going out to a haunted pub in Fairfax. And the pub might actually be reserved for a separate video depending on the extent of that investigation.
Right.
But we're definitely going to take you with us along the way. All right, I'm Jeff. This is Linda. And we'd like to know if there's anybody here with us. If there is, could you please tell us who you are? Could you tell us where's the best place to go in this house to talk to you? Is there a certain room that you want us to go to? Is there a particular item in the house that you're drawn to?
I warned her.
I warned her?
Is there a particular person that you would like to talk to? Now this room back here is where the residents say they get a particularly uneasy feeling. What happened in this area that makes it feel so uneasy? Can you tell us? Did something happen to you? Did something happen to someone you know? Is there something that you want to say to somebody that's here?
So like it was another time? That was a female voice that said that.
Could you tell us what year it is? Or could you tell us what year you were born, perhaps?
Changing a diaper?
Okay. Perhaps radio chatter? So one thing that they report is when they're sitting on the couch right here, that they'll see, and the guy that lived here before also saw a figure that would walk by in the kitchen here. It's just a quick glimpse out of the corner of their eye. They would see it. They described it as being about the size of a person, and no detail or anything like that, just kind of a dark figure that just passes by. And then also, it's in this hallway where you hear shuffling, right?
They are in here.
So kind of a shuffling around. They'll hear like someone walking around in the living room through the kitchen here. So those are areas of focus. And then also in the back area over here is where there is just an uneasy feeling that's been described as soon as you come into this area and then back into this room. And at first glance, we weren't sure if it was possibly attached to, I noticed this here, we don't know how old it is or if it's an antique or anything, but sometimes spirits are attached to antiques. But being that whatever has been seen was here with the previous residents, it's possible that there's two entities, that there's one that is seen passing by that's been seen for a long time, and also a current entity that the client feels is possibly attached to the male that lives here. And activity seems to pick up, she said, when he is present as well. So we're trying to figure out if there is some kind of a message that is being sent to her, or if this entity is attached to him or her, and what message this entity is trying to get to the people that live here. So we want to know who is the figure that's been seen walking through this kitchen area. Can you tell us who that is? Is that person or figure that passes through here, is that person here with us right now? Alright, so we're going to start an EVP session back here, and just remember, if you do say anything, it's fine, just don't whisper, because then it'll be harder to discern if it's us or the ghosts. Potential ghosts, of course.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm Jeff.
I'm Linda.
And we don't mean to impose by any means. We're not here to intrude or to push anybody away or push anything out. We just want to know why this area of the house is so uncomfortable, why there's such an uneasy feeling back here. Is there anybody here with us that could be contributing to that feeling?
What was that?
It's just, I hear this in the living room. I hear it every night.
Out here behind us?
Yes. You don't hear it?
No.
It's just me.
I heard the fish tank. I know that's been back there gurgling and making noise.
I do hear the fish tank. It seems like there's a couple other noises. I'm not sure if they can be attributed to like settling noises from the recent, traffic through there.
Through there, yeah.
I don't know, but I definitely do hear a couple other noises with the fish tank. It does. At first listen, it sounds like settling noises. We have a couple devices there on the washer machine.
Perhaps if you come near them, they might let us know that you're here. Would you be willing to reach out to one of those devices for us?
If you can't speak through this little box that will record your voice, perhaps you can knock on one of the walls to let us know you're here. Was that you? The little tutu?
No, that wasn't me.
Sounded like it was behind you.
I did hear something. I wasn't sure. From where I was standing, though, it sounded like it was over there. Like where you're at. It could be the acoustics in this room.
Could be. So while we were standing back in the second bedroom, we kept hearing this noise, and it almost sounded like somebody thumping, maybe on the underneath side of the floor, or perhaps outside. But sometimes the little thumps would come in such quick succession that it almost sounded like a low rumble that we were hearing. So really hard to tell, but it happened quite a few times when we were standing in the bedroom, and then it stopped and we didn't hear it again. But we did continue to hear some strange noises out here in the living room while we were back there. Just little noises, almost like settling noises. Some of them sounded like movement, like something was being moved out here. Just kind of some odd noises. So definitely interesting.
Alright, so we'll kick off a spirit box session out here. And see if we pick anything up. Now Linda's got these earbuds in, so she won't hear us. So if she says an answer, we know it's not that she's biased by the question at all. But is there a reason that you wanted us to come out here into the living room? Is there something out here that you want to show us or you want to tell us about? Perhaps is it easier for you to communicate with us out here?
Built it?
Now, we're not sure what you're talking about. Could you be a little more specific? Does built it mean anything to you?
The thing I can think of is the house that was here that burnt down.
Did you live in the house that was here previously? If so, we're wondering if you could tell us the address to that house. Or tell us some kind of detail about that house. Could you tell us if you're related to one of the people that live here? Are you perhaps a relative? Could you tell us how you know them?
Emotion? Or he mentioned?
So while we were doing the spirit box session in the living room, we got a couple interesting things that came through, and one said burning or something in relation to a fire. And there was a house that sat on this property that actually burned down, and we're told there's perhaps an old barn or remains of an old barn still out in the woods somewhere. So I think what we're going to do now is trek out in the woods and see if we can find this old barn and just kind of poke around a little bit and see what we find.
Maybe this is part of it? Here?
Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about.
Maybe this is what he's talking about here.
Yeah, it definitely does look like there's something.
There used to be something here. Wait a minute. I've never been back here. Never. Ever.
Wow.
See any further back? So this is what... See this old stone?
Yeah, look at this water pipe sticking up out of the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, this might be a good place for a spirit box
It
session.
could be. Yeah, because that's
See? Here? These
Yeah.
are like...
yeah, that's a foundation stone right there.
And there's more over here.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's like block from the foundation. I bet you this house was right here.
Look, right here, there's more foundation blocks.
Yeah, plus trees always grow up around where there used to be structures.
This is wild. No.
Those pipes are, and the metal, that looks like metal, maybe siding or roofing material back there.
Was there any dates on this?
Probably not,
No.
but it's galvanized.
It's galvanized.
We came back here to this area of the land, which appears to be there's an old structure that was at one time back here. And we'd like to know if you could tell us, is this where you lived? Can you tell us what year it burned down? Are you okay with us being back here? Can you maybe tell us what year the house was built?
Direction.
Is there anything back here that you want us to find? Can you tell us who lived here?
Something interesting about the slurping machine. It's a mutant
Proceed to the route.
monster, and proceed to the route. The GPS is talking to me, but it's a mutant soda Slurpee, and I might have to partake in one of those. I don't know. But you found some interesting chips there, didn't you?
I did, actually. These are some chips that I can't show you until we actually put that down, but grill
The
mates.
Montreal steak.
Yes.
Oh man.
By hers.
Yes.
Of all
Two good things coming together.
Right.
And I found something interesting. Some fire tortilla chips with the Taco Bell fire sauce flavor.
Yeah, those look good.
So I'm eager to try that, and perhaps a Deadpool Slurpee. I don't know. So I decided to go with the spicy bite here, and I got some chili, cheese, jalapenos, and onions on there, of course. And I did get the Deadpool Slurpee, which I'm eager to try, the Monster Mutant, whatever it was, Slurpee. It had the Monster logo on it.
Right.
And it looks like it's got a pretty solid cup here. Perhaps I can use that for pencils or something. I don't know. I'm not a huge Deadpool fan. I've never seen the movie, but it looks like it'll be good. But I heard that these chips, when we were checking out, the lady said that they got these chips, and she said they were very bad. Like, she tried the mild ones, because they have mild as well.
She said nasty.
She said very nasty. So, needless to say, I'm eager to try some of these.
What do you think? I noticed you folded them up. Are they nasty?
That's just because I'm going to eat the hot dog.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're that bad, really.
No? Well, different people have different opinions, and she tried the mild ones, right?
The mild ones might be bad.
They might be
But these
nasty.
ones with the spice might cover up any badness that's there, you know, because it's got a
Right.
little bit of spice to it. So,
Yeah.
all in all, pretty good though.
So we finished up our investigation down there in North Carolina. It was pretty cool because it's not every day you get to go trek around in the woods and the remains of an old house perhaps that used to be there.
Yes, that was definitely cool. You could tell there was all kinds of old stuff sitting around. There was even like 3/4 of a bike wheel that was embedded down into the ground, and just all kinds of cool stuff. Bikes.
Absolutely.
A couple of bikes out there.
Absolutely. Not a lot coming through the spirit box back there, though.
No,
for some
definitely
reason,
not.
But we're going to head back, and in the morning, or I guess afternoon, it'll be the morning for us by the time we get up.
Yeah.
But we're going to venture off to the northern part of Virginia.
Yes.
For some more investigations. So David, where we going today? What's our first destination?
Oh man, going up to what is that? Fredericksburg?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna be headed up to Fairfax, correct?
That's
to
right.
a haunted pub in Fairfax.
But the exciting stuff.
The most important stuff. Oh yeah, we gotta hit up Wings to Go. Of course, a Sheetz run. That's not even a question. Hit up some more ice machines.
So we're here at the Sheetz in Tappahannock, and we just stopped to use the bathroom and get some gas, but we didn't get to use the bathroom. What do you think about those?
Fortunately, we got to use the bathroom.
Unfortunately, yes. There was something all over the floor.
There was. When I walked in there, I thought it was waste on the floor.
Like urine.
Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
then there was, upon further examination, there was toilet paper all over the floor and all kinds of other
Yeah.
paper products.
Yeah, so definitely I wouldn't walk in the house after using that bathroom because it was kind of like the movie theater. The floor of the movie theater. It was reminiscent of that. But one thing I noticed is there was a trash can by the door, and the paper towel dispenser worked well. And I often wonder if they put those trash cans near the door so you can use the paper towel to open it and then drop it in that trash can. Do you think that's
That's
what
what I
it is?
did. That's exactly what I did.
So I'm pretty sure that's why those trash cans are by the door. Which
I
is
think so. It makes
just
sense. So
definitely
then you don't
good.
have to touch the door just in case the nasty people that don't wash their hands.
Right, the ones that pee on the floor.
Yes.
So here we are at Wings to Go. This is probably the most exciting destination on this trip for me because I love Wings to Go, and it's a rare opportunity to get to one because there's none near us.
Right.
So I'm really eager. I haven't eaten all day. I've been saving up for Wings to Go. Well, I had a burger and some potato skins and some of those shorty sausages and some chips and some stuff like that. But really, I hadn't eaten much. So we're gonna go in here and definitely partake in a
We're
very.
gonna kill some food.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, let's look at some of these authentic sauces here. And I don't see the suicide on there, but that's definitely what I got.
Yeah, the one that I do see, buffalo garlic, sounds really good.
It does.
That might be worth a try at some point. Although it's really hard to give up the garlic parmesan that I eat because it's so incredibly good. I don't want to try anything else. But yeah, some of their other sauces sound really good.
So these are the boneless, right?
Yeah, these are the boneless suicide wings. They're only supposed to have 5, but look at that. Got an extra 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that.
Good.
It's for like a quarter. For like 50 cents more, whatever. Like, that's some free stuff.
It's the chiseled jaw.
What are you talking about? Wait, what? Hey, I mean, if that can give me some stuff.
Say something to you about that?
I've had multiple people talk to me about that. One time down in, where was that? Georgia?
I think it,
Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
Jack in the Box, lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other day at Dollar Tree.
Yep. And I personally think a lot of it comes from probably the extreme amount of gum that you might have noticed David chewing.
Oh, it does.
He
That gum gives us
chews the
strong
gum.
jaw.
It does. It builds up the muscles in your jaw. It makes them protrude a little bit. So that might be part of where it comes from.
My secret.
That's my theory.
Chew a lot of gum.
My beauty secret.
So here we are with the suicide wings, and I can't wait to tear into these things, perhaps with a rotisserie bite. I'm not 100% sure yet. All right, so as promised, I'm going to open up with the rotisserie bite here.
Suicide bite. Whoa. Oh, it's steaming too.
So once again, wings to go is never a disappointment, of course.
The revolution is starting.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm just hoping that there are plenty of bathrooms along the rest of the trip.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. So we didn't quite make it to the investigation yet because the wings to go kicked in a little faster than we thought they would, those suicide wings. So luckily we found a CVS pharmacy around here. It's like all
Lucky
we could
for you.
find, pretty much. Lucky for me.
Lucky for you.
Lucky for me. I think the rest of the people here are probably going to get some mints or something like that. But I'm going to look for the bathrooms.
Hey, David.
Hey.
What's going on, man? What were you doing?
Oh man, dude, you took like so long in that bathroom. You were blowing it up. I had to take a stop in there.
Well, it's lucky that we did find these bathrooms. And I got to say, when we first came in, we were a little worried because we thought maybe we looked all around the store and we didn't see any bathrooms. Right? And then it's hidden on this door back here with a little yellow sign that says restroom.
Yep.
So it's like not up above it or anything like that.
No. And if that wasn't even up there, you would never know.
No, I would have
Never
been
know.
in trouble.
You would have been SOL.
Yes.
Now with going to like a residential investigation per se, you never want to gamble because you don't know what the bathroom situation is going to be like. You don't know if they're going to have toilet paper. You don't know if the toilet's going to flush, if there's going to be a plunger.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
you definitely got to be careful and try to go before you get there is probably the best option.
Because you know when you're doing that, you know, you're playing Russian roulette, you know?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely
you're
a
taking
gamble.
A big gamble.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're here in Locust Grove at a private residence with Pat, and he's got some awesome EVPs here that he's gonna go over.
Yeah,
He's just gonna run the video, and we'll,
Okay.
we'll hear what you got here, and we'll
cool.
splice it together, however. So.
Okay, let me get that. This first one's the most creepy one. This is the kind of, I don't know if it's a witch. It says, "Watch, it's me." I think. Let's see here. Anybody missing any family?
They didn't?
I do hear that.
So.
Yeah, that's
What the
that's a
hell?
very clear.
Anybody missing any family? It kind of sounds creepy.
It does.
Kind of like gargly, kind of.
Like a witch almost.
Yeah.
Now, where was that picked up at?
Anybody missing any I picked it up right by the man cave in there.
In the front bedroom.
Watch, it's me, I guess.
That's clear.
That's pretty clear,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's one of the clear ones. We got some other clear ones. Let me find them real quick.
Yeah, that's really clear.
The one we got the other day, the German. I'll let you hear that one. Let's see where's
Yeah, that's without a doubt, because a lot of times you hear like you can hear a whisper, you can hear something, you can't really
Yeah.
discern what it is.
Right.
We've got clear ones, and that's one of the clear ones. But you're clearer than that. You can see.
That's interesting. Come a little bit closer. See if you
Okay,
can
what did it say?
What did that sound like to y'all? Because I heard something. But what
It's
did y'all
like
hear?
we are here. Or
I
something.
heard that, yeah.
It says something here, but I don't know.
We are.
It does sound like we're here.
It sounds like, yeah, we are here. So it sounds like.
We are in Hermitage. We are.
It might say "we are here" and then an expletive.
Yeah, it says something before that. I don't know what it says.
We are here with
You. thought it said we are here.
I think it says we are here, bitch.
Yeah, that's what
I didn't
think.
hear that.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
I didn't hear that
Yeah.
before, but I just
I
heard
think
it.
Yeah,
that's-
there's something.
yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely something
I think it's dropping the
after.
bomb at the end there.
I think it
Yeah.
says we are in here, bitch.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
hear the bitch part after, but now I did.
Yeah, that's definitely, yeah.
We are in her. It sounds still.
It sounds like we are here, yeah.
It still
I
doesn't
didn't
sound
notice the
like
bitch
a
before.
long
Yeah.
E to me. It still sounds like in her.
It sounds like a pause. It says it says we are here.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Now here's the German guy that sounds, I think he says, now you've been found.
Now is that just a plain EVP or is that coming through something?
No, that's just, we got it with the digital
Just with the
recorder right
voice
here.
recorder.
Now when I play this, I pick this and hit the end cut and high so you can hear the background.
Right, absolutely.
But
What program is that you're using?
it's just the one that came.
Oh, it's the Sony Organizer?
yeah.
I like the Sony Organizer. We started using Audacity, but for some reason I always liked that Sony Organizer program. Now we have been found?
Now we've been
Or
found.
No.
Is that what it is?
Huh.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and they're so clear. Can't get
Yeah, they
rid of
are.
them.
That's what I'm saying. Most of them are like that. They're
Yeah.
mostly clear. Some I can't understand. But you cuss a lot.
Does this happen usually around the same time, or
Yeah, sometimes we'll do it at night around 10 or so.
so it's usually around?
But we don't. Yeah, we don't usually mess with anything.
That's what comfy.
That's a TV.
Wow.
Sounds
You
like.
do hear that sound come in.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you hear that sound come in like over the TV.
How many cats? No cats?
We used to have a cat.
What did she say? Did she say mommy?
That was-
Or are you ready? Mommy?
I don't know, I can't really decipher. I hear the sound like,
Mommy?
if that was a cat, that's a sick cat.
I know.
That cat's
We used
a
to have a cat,
Very, very.
very sick cat.
It sounds like
but it
mommy.
was dead before this
Yeah.
happened.
Right. That's an eerie sound, it is.
And see, she was doing it in there, and I was just watching TV. I didn't know she was doing it. And then I played it back, and I was like,
It sounds like mommy.
it might be.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Now you
Would
say
it be something covering the microphone, maybe? You know? You know how if you slide across your finger
Yeah.
across the glass, or.
But I can't imagine anything that would make that
That's what I'm trying to
sound.
figure out.
You know?
On anything.
this house right here, I think was built in 2000, I want to say. So it's fairly new. Not that we know of, but next door there's Germana College,
Yeah.
and we got the wilderness battlefields over there.
Right.
so
That's what we were wondering. Was
this whole land could be battlefields. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, so you don't know if this specifically was
Yeah.
built on.
I would say it's in all these houses, I would think. But we're just
Yeah.
talking to
Do
them.
you know your neighbors? Do they say anything about stuff?
No, I've asked them, but they haven't said anything. Now, I haven't asked my next door neighbor over here, but I've asked the ones that lived over there, and they said they never heard anything.
Yeah. I had neighbors like that too. I'm like, how did you not hear that?
Yeah, we get them at the pool too, across the street.
Yeah.
But most of them just, come in here, and I mean, like I got a whole bunch of them
Check the
labeled.
pool out.
Yeah.
So for the EMFs, there wasn't a single spike like anywhere throughout the house. So that means, if we use the EMF detector, during the investigation, that means that anything that, any spikes or anything, it's not
You were walking out.
wiring or something that's already, present. It's something, another entity.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it was your head.
What's up?
Wait, go back to where you were and let me try walking the same way I did just a moment ago, because
Okay.
she saw a shadow and she wants to see if it's.
All right.
wasn't that.
But it could, but you know what? Jeff was standing out there and he
Where were
may have
you?
moved.
You were closer, yeah.
I was standing
Where
over
were you
here.
standing? Yeah. Okay, stand right
Recording
there
David
just a
this way.
second. Yeah. Let's see, because I think I stepped out. Went like this.
No,
Still wasn't that?
no. And let me show you what I'm looking at.
Okay.
See the door right here in the frame?
Yeah.
Okay, well, right towards the top, on the side of the door, when Linda walked out, it looked like a shadow. Not a full body shadow, just like part of the head. But it would look like it had gone around, like the back. But I thought it might have been your head, because
Yeah.
I was trying to be logical about it, but it's not recreating it.
Yeah.
And it was just towards the top. Yeah.
So were you recording with that, or were you just
No,
taking
I was
pictures?
just getting ready, I was waiting for my flash to go so I could take a picture, and then that's when you walked out.
Oh, interesting.
So it was just in the viewfinder then?
Yeah, and it was just a little bit of dark. I mean, it wasn't, I couldn't say it was round or anything. It was just a little bit of dark.
Huh.
Yeah. But I had a feeling to start taking pictures over here, and that's why I was pointing in this direction.
I asked, let's see, like if there's natural gas present, because, it gives off a certain odor. One of the main questions is like what type of animals are present in this location. So like if the client has dogs or cats or something like that that could make a weird noise at the time of the investigation that, like something in the background. So you're gonna know, like that scratching sound might be, like the dog or something at the door. But we know now that, the dogs are not here, so any scratching is probably not gonna be attributed to any animals. There's none in here. Another key problem or another key question is probably like the rodent question or infestation. So like any weird noises in like the walls or above us, anything like that. And then another one, it's actually pretty surprising, like what type of HVAC system or something like that. So I know a lot of people, when the system gets clogged, it puts off a weird odor. And if a client is saying, okay, yeah, I keep smelling this weird smell, then, it could be attributed to that if they have, central air and heat. So, we just like to go over a whole list of questions, just eliminate all the possibilities. Try to debunk things,
All right, I'm Jeff.
Linda.
I'm David.
Moni.
And we don't mean to impose by any means, but we've heard there's possibly someone here that wants to talk to us, or we want to know if you have any message to give us. So we're just here to find out, to just ask some questions and see if you want to talk to us. So could you please start by maybe telling us your name?
Are you a male or a female?
Have you been here since before the house was built?
That was me, sorry.
Is there something in this house that you're attached to?
Are you trying to tell the client something? Like a message? Or something, just something that they should know?
We heard on one of the recordings someone said something that sounded like witch. Is there a witch in this house? I did hear that. I did hear a noise. I wasn't sure if it was someone moving or if it was...
Yeah, I
that
thought
was-
maybe it was Christina moving.
Yeah, it was. We looked at each other. It was a big. When you asked one of those questions, it was a big. Like.
It was after the witch question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I heard that, or just before. Let the review to see.
If that was you making that noise, could you try making another noise that we can hear? Just to let us know you're here?
How would you feel if I said I didn't believe in witches? Would that upset you a little? Some of those EVPs didn't seem so friendly. Would that make you mad if I said I didn't believe in witches? If that's what you are?
I think you're just a dirty old man who doesn't like women. Because women are better than men.
Tell it like it is, Mom.
Now keep in mind the views expressed here in this video are the express opinions of Moni, not the API.
Not everyone in the group.
Of course I don't believe it.
But that being said, I thought the man was in the front yard. Is there
man
one in the
was-
front yard
it was
too?
the front porch.
We got to
Right?
do a little
Wasn't it
provoking
front-
out there
Yeah, we definitely do.
to see. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to do it in here though. See what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, David is a Christian. His ancestors probably burned witches at the stake.
Mm-hmm. I got a cross on right now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that symbol?
She said she's getting cold spots over there.
How would you feel if I said God's going to destroy you? And you're going to burn in hell? How would you feel about that?
Lake of fire. Did she say something just what?
It's the light. The light's flashing on. It does that.
Oh.
It's busted. It's busted.
It comes on.
Yeah, the light's one of the things that's burned out, so it
Oh,
both
okay.
flashes like that.
Who said lock the door in one of those EVPs?
If you are here from the war, if you are a soldier, could you tell us what side you fought for?
If you were around in that time, how do you feel about the changes that's occurred nearby that battlefield? All these houses being built, the development. Does that hurt you? Makes you feel forgotten, maybe?
What's that? He's not here. What was it? Where was it at? Did you hear that?
It was the blind. It's like somebody moved the blinds.
And the first time was a little tick, and then there was a loud bang.
Yeah, it was-
A little tick.
It's like a
loud
two-part
tick.
thing on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
A couple interesting sounds coming from out here while we're in the bedroom. So we're going to move out here and Linda's going to try this spirit box where she's going to have the earbuds in. And it'll be twofold because if we pick up any EVPs on the recorder, we'll have that plus what she hears as well.
Alright, it's running.
So is there a reason that did you want us to come out here into this room? Is this the best place to talk to you?
What is it about this area that makes you so active?
Is there maybe something about the land that draws you here?
What was that German voice that we heard on the EVP? And what were you talking about? We've been found, or you've been found. What did that mean exactly? And who was that saying that?
I just heard like a, like somebody just said,
Yeah.
I heard something too. I thought it was one of you guys.
Yeah, I
I
heard
heard
it too.
Yeah, it was
something.
like in there.
Oh, but I thought it was the radio.
What was it?
Sounded like a.
It was something.
But I thought it was.
Like in the bedroom?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So now we come out here, we're hearing sounds from in there.
Right, that's what I was thinking about, maybe just.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
There's hardly anything coming through
Yeah,
here.
but there was that one thing right before you guys said that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Something said 14 just now, though. 14.
14.
I don't even sit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Moni's gonna go put a recorder in the bedroom because it seems like there's noises coming from in there now.
That was you. Can you make that noise again?
It's me walking.
So we are out on the front porch, and evidently they've caught a couple of EVPs here as well. So we're going to maybe sit down and do an EVP session here. We do have a little bit of wind, and of course we're outside in a neighborhood. There's going to be the occasional car that drives past like there is right now. Maybe even some noise from the neighbors, but we'll try to tag it as much as possible.
And the one that you got out here, do you remember what it said?
I think it said slap that bitch.
Oh, right.
It's not very nice.
So perhaps an angry, sounded like an angry old man kind of.
You're right.
So
Yeah, it does sound like
I'm
he's
sure.
a
He comes
bitter.
in every now and then.
Yeah. So maybe you can provoke him with some of your
There you go.
the feminist stuff that you were saying in there.
Okay, so there's the digital voice recorder. Do you usually set it on the table?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let's try that. Let's set it right where it looks like his recorder. Same type.
Yeah, that one's picking up a good bit. All right.
Hey, dirty old man. Are you out here? Why do you say slap that bitch?
Can I do you a favor?
No.
That's what I said last time when I said that.
Still watching Tiddles? Is it Tiddles? The cat?
Tiggy.
Tiggy.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, what? What are you talking about?
You obviously don't like women. There's 3 of us out here.
Why don't you appear to like women? What did a woman ever do to you? Did you have a bad marriage or a bad relationship? Why don't you like women?
It's probably his mama.
That's true.
They usually
That is
have
true.
problems with their mamas. Was it your mom? Did your mother treat you badly?
Yeah, Mother's Day's tomorrow.
It is.
How do you feel about that?
Car just passed. Are you from this area or from somewhere else?
All right. So we're in the man cave, firing up the spirit box, and we'd like to know if there's anybody who was it that was in here the other day and closed the door.
That's right, because so the door closed in here, and that's where also you got the witch EVP was in the hallway.
Yeah, well, we had the door wide open, I
Yeah.
guess. We got it right there. My dog was
Okay.
sitting right here barking at it.
Gotcha.
Barking at whatever was there.
Can you tell us if you didn't say witch? Can you tell us what you did say?
We're hearing different voices all over the house. Are each one confined to one area, or can you just move about as you please? And do you only stay in this house? Do you visit maybe the other neighbors' houses and they just have it noticed? And they keep recording, so you just keep coming back? Why don't you seem to like to talk to Pat?
So what we're going to do is split up so we can try to pinpoint the source of these noises, because every room we're in, they sound like they're coming from a different room. So we're going to put somebody in every room. So Moni's going to sit in the bedroom. I'm going to sit out here in the living room, and I think Linda's going to stay down here. And when we hear the noise, we're going to call it the direction that we hear it coming from. So that way if Moni's in the bedroom and she says she hears it coming from down this way, and I don't hear it in this room, or I don't hear any sound, well, that's weird, right? But if I hear it coming from that direction, then we know it's between me and her. So we're going to try to pinpoint these noises. This is what we're going to do.
Really feels like somebody's tugging on it.
So you feel like somebody's playing with your hair right now?
Yeah.
Still there?
No, it was just like for a second. It was weird. But it feels like there's a cold spot right in here.
Like over in that area?
Yeah.
Can you make a noise for us? What is that?
My phone.
Oh, okay. Can you tap on something? Maybe tap on one of the walls for us? Can you stomp on the floor, or however you were making that sound earlier? If that was you, can you make it again? So we tried this thing where we split up and we listened for the sounds to see if we could pinpoint it. And we didn't hear anything the whole time we were split up. So what we did is we decided to each take turns knocking on the wall. And from our position that we're sitting in, we wanted to see if we could determine where that sound was coming from, just to see if it was weird acoustics in here or something like that. But when I knocked on the wall, everyone could tell exactly where it was coming from. Same thing when David did it, when Linda did it down the far end. Whenever they knocked, you could tell exactly where the knock was coming from. So what's weird about it is that when we were hearing those sounds earlier, we could not pinpoint the source. It seemed like when we were in here, it sounded like it was coming down from down the hallway there. But the two that were standing out in the living room heard it from coming from over this way outside in the living room. So that's a weird thing that we heard these noises earlier that we couldn't pinpoint, and we know that if we actually make a noise, we can tell exactly where it's coming from.
So David and I both, while we've been in this investigation, have had sort of the strange sensation of having a tickle in our throats. Me, it was when we were out in the front driveway there, and him just now. And I was commenting to David and telling him that it's strange because I can't remember having that little tickly feeling that just you have to cough in probably 15 years. I mean, I cannot remember the last time I had that occur. And now
it's been a long time.
He said the same thing. It's been a long time since he's had that feeling. And so I wondered, if
that dry irritation.
Yeah.
It feels like something flew into your mouth.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're being forced to cough.
Yep.
So,
it's like every breath, you're just like,
yeah,
I can't breathe.
Yeah, odd.
So we wrapped up the investigation there in Locust Grove, and we happened to find a Sheetz.
Yes.
We're on our way up to Fairfax, and of course we got to review all the evidence and everything from that last investigation.
Right.
But we're on our way up to Fairfax to investigate this haunted pub, Patriots Pub, and along the way we found this Sheetz, so perhaps we should stop and partake. So what do you got here, Linda? This looks interesting.
Yeah, I found some Utz Hots, is what they're calling them, in 3 different flavors. Okay, they've got tomatillo salsa seasoning, spicy cayenne chili seasoning,
And then they've got scorpion pepper seasoning, which sounds really hot.
That sounds good. And
It
it's got
does.
a level up there on the top.
It does.
Test your limit.
Yep.
And that says lava. I imagine that's hot.
Yeah, that's probably extremely hot. And they seem like they're probably right up Jeff's alley.
Oh yeah. I think so. And if the roof of my mouth wasn't so burned from that rotisserie bite at Wings to Go.
Ah, yes.
Either way, I don't want to go with the coffee. But David, what'd you find over here?
Yeah, so I found these things like on over the shelf over there. Look at these things. Waffle Works, and apparently it's like a waffle cut potato chip, like waffle cut fries, but it's a chip. Like what?
That's good.
And they have
That's a
like
genius
another
idea.
kind over there. They got a chip kind over there. I've never seen these anyway.
That's amazing.
You always find cool stuff at gas stations.
You do.
Never
Especially
fails.
in Sheetz.
Right.
Exactly.
Sheetz is like the.
They never fail.
Yeah. It's like the Marriott of gas stations. You know what I mean?
Holy Grail.
Yeah.
So we did get some coffee in Sheetz, and we picked up some Utz chips. We're definitely going to make a Sheetz run later on when we're a little more hungry. Right now the Wings to Go is kind of still weighing heavily on my stomach. But we do owe this coffee to our good friend Chris, who gave us his Sheetz card. We had the pleasure of meeting him the other weekend. He came up to one of the Yorktown Ghost Walks, and this was awesome that he gave us this because it funded our Sheetz run for tonight. And we didn't even use all of it up, so for our next Sheetz run, when we get to build your own burgers and everything else, that's also going on the gift card. So thanks, Chris. And this is a pub that's been haunted for several years. They've had a lot of experiences here.
Had Bud Light beer bottles that actually flew off the side of the table by themselves. I felt something grab my leg in between the calf and my foot.
There it is. Look at that. Keep in mind too that this is the area where the salt shaker flew off.
2 to 3 in the morning, we see people walking back and forth in the kitchen.
If you have some message to get across, you need to try to tell us now.
Like glasses falling off or chairs scooting themselves back in mysteriously.
But we decided that would be...
So we came up here to Fairfax, and we did an investigation right here at Patriots Pub, which is behind us, and it was a very interesting investigation. We didn't include it in this episode because it was such a long investigation, and we had several interviews and everything else. So you're going to be able to see that in another video, and we'll put the link to that video underneath this one when it's posted, or it'll be the next video after this one. I don't know. But it's about 5 in the morning, and we're gonna head back on the road all the way back down to Yorktown, and perhaps a Sheetz run lies in the waiting there because
I'm hungry.
Feeling that Walker Breakfast Wrangler.
Yeah, definitely.
So oddly enough, that was not a beacon of light in the night that we typically see. If you notice that awning back there, David, I know you just kind of woke up.
Oh yeah.
Did you notice the awning though? It doesn't glow.
It did not glow.
It's not the beacon that we're used to seeing, and it made it kind of difficult to find the Sheetz here. But nonetheless, we found it, and thank you. I see a breakfast Wrangler definitely in the near future here.
Rain is coming down out there. It's going to make for a nice drive back and start quite a track here ahead.
Nice was not the word I was thinking of.
Oh, what do we got there, Linda?
I think I got one of those like quesarito things again. You can get a lot of different stuff in them, and you got the Walker Texas
breakfast
Wrangler.
Yes. And this time, for the first time, I'm going to try the Sheetz iced coffee. And we've seen this all the time. David pointed it out to me before, and definitely interested to try it and see what it compares to the other brands. I'm sure it'll be slightly amazing.
Yes.
What did you get, the Schmonster again?
No, it's I guess that's what they used to call it. Now it's just called a quesarito.
Oh, a quesarito.
Yeah.
Did you get a breakfast quesarito or a dinner quesarito?
No, it's not really breakfast. It's more like on their Tex-Mex menu. And it has like shredded pork or steak or chicken that you can put in there. and pico, and it gives you this choice of different toppings. And you could even get like tater tots in there or something, which I was like, no, that's weird. But yeah, and then you get to choose the spread. So I chose like a jalapeno ranch. I thought that would be a good complement to the rest of the Tex-Mex ingredients.
I've had the quesadilla with tater tots in it. You like some tater tots, don't you, David?
Yeah, I do. I love me some tots.
So I've been thinking about this Walker Breakfast Wrangler all night. You can see it's got this guacamole on there, and it's got this white stuff and some onions and pico de gallo, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And bacon. So here we go.
Green stuff all over his head.
So we are back on the road. The sun's coming up. Well, it's not really coming up because it's pouring rain.
Right.
But I got to say that Walker Breakfast Wrangler hit the spot. And thanks to Moni, we had some interesting conversation at the breakfast table, per se.
Definitely.
Right? Moni, what was that all about? Can you kind of fill us in? Because I got a little lost, I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, the gentleman basically testing us on our knowledge of the Da Vinci Code and our the Bible, which I'm not a big fan of, because I'm a spiritual person. But it was quite interesting what the gentleman had to say about exorcism and so on.
Yep.
Definitely was.
Linda, maybe you can give us a little more insight there.
Well,
what was that guy talking about? It was
he
interesting.
mentioned,
It was definitely interesting.
right, he mentioned the Da Vinci Code, and he was talking about the bloodline of Jesus, and he took us through sort of a series of questions that that helped show, I guess, that that Mary Magdalene actually was the wife of Jesus, and you know, this was the reason for her being one of the ones that was sent to the tomb, or that went to the tomb to, you know, take care of Jesus's body after he was crucified. But it was, you know, rather interesting what he was saying, and it's definitely something to kind of think about.
But there's another approach to the same subject from other knowledgeable people as well, to give a reason why there were 3 women.
Right.
To clean up Jesus.
Right, and I'm not going to get started on that because we don't have enough time left in this video segment.
Right.
But nonetheless, you know, it was definitely a interesting series of investigations.
Yes.
And the pub investigation, that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, some of the stuff that came through on that spirit box.
It definitely was. Moni had that great idea to use the cards, and since that's something that, you know, would have been played in the pub, and I think that actually sort of stirred some things up.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to give us some responses.
Right.
So we're heading back now, and we stay tuned because we're going to review this evidence and see what we have.
Yes.
See what we found.
Definitely got to be something there.
I definitely agree.
Right.
Especially at that house with the 100 EVPs.
Yeah.
So with the first investigation that we did in Camden, North Carolina, we didn't get any evidence on the EVPs or the spirit box, and that's not to say that anything wasn't there, just that it wasn't particularly active that night. But there is one interesting piece of evidence that I'd like to present that comes from the video. And this is a part where Linda was doing the rolling spirit box session, and she walks by the bathroom in the master bedroom, and you can see the nightlight come on. Now, we couldn't really explain this, because the nightlight, it wasn't motion activated by any means. The lighting did not change in that bathroom, and when we went in there with the camera, shining the bright camera light in that bathroom, the light didn't go off. Now, if it was, you know, activated by darkness or by shadows, it would have turned off when that bright light hit it, but it stayed on. So it was a regular switch on night light, and for some reason it just came on and then it stayed on the rest of the time we were in there. So here's that video clip right here. You can take a look at it and judge for yourself, is this paranormal or not?
If there is, could you please tell us who you are?
So the rest of our evidence comes from the house up in Locust Grove, where the gentleman up there, he has picked up several EVPs over the years, and a lot more so recently. And while we were there, we did pick up a couple EVPs. I'm going to present them to you right now. The first one, it's while we're talking, and you can hear what kind of sounds like a verbal on the recording over our voices as we're talking. So here's that EVP right now.
The house. Oh, you heard a noise?
So that
wasn't a voice, it was just a house.
Like the noise.
7 at that time.
I did hear that. I did hear a noise. I wasn't sure if it was someone moving or...
So an interesting piece of evidence. It was nobody in the room. You can hear everybody's voice clearly on the recording, and that was completely different than anyone's voice in the room at the time. So it was weird that that kind of came over our voices while we were talking. Now the next EVP is also from Locust Grove, and we had a little trouble deciphering this one. We had to really amplify the background so you can hear it, but at first it sounded just like a whisper to us, and to the best we can decipher, we think it says, "I can help you." So take a listen to this EVP right now and see if you think it says what we thought it said.
Would that upset you a little?
So if you go back and you replay that little clip, it's right after David said, "Would that upset you a little?" As soon as he finishes saying that, you hear an audible whisper that comes on the recording, and you can hear the beginning of it fairly clear, and then it kind of fades off, it kind of trickles off. So if you want to replay that clip, that's right where we heard that voice. So here's the last EVP that we picked up from the house in Locust Grove, and it's right after the female resident gets scratched. You hear a voice come on that sounds like it says magic in a whisper.
It felt like somebody just scratched me. Where at?
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Some interesting pieces of evidence that we picked up over these investigations. Of course, it's not like anything that you see on TV where all kinds of crazy stuff is happening while you're there, but it is very interesting when you get back to the office and you analyze these recordings and you pick up an EVP. It's very exciting because you know what you heard with your own ears, what you saw with your own eyes, what the cameras recorded, and when you hear a voice from something that wasn't there, it's very, very exciting. So I present these as possible evidence of paranormal activity at these locations. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Gas, Grub, and Ghosts. And there's many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.